I get tagged in posts all day, but I got tagged in like 3 posts in a row where women are just talking about how their husbands, they just don't like them. It does not seem like they like them. This post right here has coercive sex in it. So I'm just going to put that out there, even though this is a short post. Her husband is 31, she's 26. She says, "My husband called me a financial burden tonight." She says, "My husband called me a financial burden tonight because I asked him if he could pay for a pizza for dinner tonight, a $13 pizza. I work full time as a nurse while 9 months pregnant. I pay all the utilities. Our 5-year old is in private kindergarten. I pay $600 a month for that. I buy all the household essentials, toilet paper, dish soap, laundry detergent, dog food, etc. My funds are low right now because I am currently days away from payday. I've paid bills. I'm also trying to prep for a new baby and postpartum. Also, I've been buying Christmas gifts because I don't want to deal with that freshly postpartum. So I asked him to buy dinner. He pitched a huge fit. He called me a financial burden during this fit. Also, I want to add, my toddler heard us talking of pizza. He started saying he also wants pizza for dinner. So my husband buys the pizza. This is the troublesome part. So my husband buys the pizza. Then he tells me I owe him oral sex because he bought a pizza for me. I don't know how to feel. You should feel terrible. You should feel terrible that your husband would expect a BJ for a $13 pizza. He's treating you less than a drug lady of the night, because $13 for a BJ, what in the hell is that? And why is she buying all of this? Why is she responsible for so much? And this is the reason why she doesn't have any money. I am concerned that women are marrying folks that don't like them and sticking and staying with these people that hold so much contempt. That is degrading and disgusting. And I am absolutely sick that he would want a heavily pregnant woman to do that all for some pizza. The dudes that complain about taking women on dinner dates, at least they would give them a $25 chicken dinner and buy a drink. This dude is going to, I am disgusted. Fun Duvall says this is not a man. Several Adeptness says from reading her other comments, no, he's not. Not in any way that she needs, and what's worse is he has a son that is watching all this and learning. Moonlit Willow Song says he is a dependent with an ego, not a husband. You carry the whole house and he keeps score over one pizza. Stunning Nothing says this is definitely not a man. All right, so we see where this is going, right? So some people are saying this is not a man. Then you got some other people saying stuff like this. Disastrous Role says, sounds like a very biased account of what happened. There is little to no acknowledgement of your husband's side of the story, nor is there a complete account of your financial history, because you need a whole financial history account. Do you have a mortgage? How much he contributes, or if he doesn't, then shouldn't the money that he earns be in your shared banking account? What does that have to do with the fact that he asked for a BJ for a $13 pizza? Repeat Repulsive says, I was thinking the same thing. If he carries the mortgage, 2 car notes, her school payments, health insurance, and taxes, this seems much more unreasonable. Don't agree with his ultimatum, but if the budget is that tight and he's doing something like working excessive overtime, yeah, could be biased, but coercive sex, there's no excuse for that. Now, the lady did delete the post, but this is her right here, Realistic Coffee. Some of the comments were still up. Some of her comments were still up. She says, if you're interested in the breakdown of our finances in our home, I did my best to break it down. Please read my comment further down in the thread if you're interested. He also makes more money than me and works less hours. He is salary anyway, but I work far more, and a heavily pregnant woman at that. Genghis Khan says, you're literally only replying to the 2 comments that aren't calling your relationship an abusive relationship. Girl, what? Disastrous Role says, yeah, it's really strange. She's eschewing that part really well, which makes me think there's a hidden motive or an untold story. And then Realistic Coffee, the OP, she says, I have several previous posts about the fact that I know that I'm in an abusive relationship. Tonight, I just wanted to vent. And it does sound like she's in an abusive relationship. When someone is trying to coerce sex out of you, that is abuse. So you can see this was only posted for 3 hours before she pulled it. Exodore says, isn't every woman a financial burden? This is the reason why I say things like they need to be lonelier, because why are you even saying that? Wicked Witch says she has a job and pays bills. She is pregnant right now, so I doubt she wants to make dinner after a shift. A $13 pizza isn't asking a whole lot here. Exodore says this isn't a real story. Tell me where you can get a pizza for $13. She answers the question below. She says she's in Virginia. So that was an abusive marriage. Now we have a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. This was posted in the 2X chromosome subreddit. She says, last night I realized something about my relationship that I can't unsee now. So she's 28, he's 31. She says, I've been with my boyfriend, who's 31, for almost 3 years. I never thought I would post here, but I honestly feel shaken and need an outside perspective from people who understand what it's like to be a woman, carrying all the emotional weight without even noticing it. Yesterday, we had an argument about something stupid. I asked him if he could pick me up after work because it was raining and my bus was canceled. He said he was tired and wanted a quiet evening. I ended up walking home in the rain for almost an hour. When I got home soaked, he barely looked up from his game and said, you should have checked the schedule earlier. I went to the bathroom, took off my wet clothes, and suddenly I just started crying. Not because of the rain, but because it hit me how one-sided everything has been. I support him during his job stress. I cook most of the meals. I plan birthdays. I remember his parents' anniversaries. I comfort him during his panic attacks. But when I needed something so small, he chose not to be there. Later that night, he finally noticed I was quiet and told me I was being dramatic. That word broke something in me, dramatic, as if caring for myself is an inconvenience to him. I slept facing the wall because I couldn't stand looking at him. I keep thinking if this is what my future looks like. Me giving and him acting like it's natural that I handle everything. I don't know if I'm overthinking or if this is the moment where I'm finally seeing things clearly. This dude, like, I am at a loss for words. Consistently, I'm seeing these stories where these dudes don't like the women in their lives. And that's why I keep saying things like they need to be lonelier. And this is the reason why I get called a misandrist, because I think that these dudes deserve to be lonely because they treat the women in their lives like crap. Double Oxer tagged me in this one saying, girl, I don't even know you. And if I knew you needed a ride, I would have given it. No payment or anything else needed. Get rid of him. Your life will be better. The Travis DeVere says, I literally cannot imagine my husband letting me walk home in the rain if he was available to pick me up. This isn't just a lack of love. It's a lack of basic consideration for other people. That's a level of selfishness that should be disqualifying for any kind of relationship. Even my coworkers wouldn't leave me stranded like that if they were in a position to help. Birdie Pondering Life says, what my coworkers would do is my dating/relationship metric. Coworkers will keep their appointment times with you, communicate if they can't, be accountable for the work they are responsible for and how that affects you, and show you a basic level of compassion and respect. In relationships, I want more than this, but this is the minimum I expect at all times, no matter what type of relationship it is. I don't care if we are F buddies who barely know each other's names. This is what I deserve in every relationship. If what I get doesn't meet this criteria, then we are not compatible. OP's dude did not meet the basic criteria of treating the woman he loves and shares a life with the basic level of decency he treats a coworker. He's trash. let's just do a few final comments. So Gaius Minion says, you're not overthinking. It sounds like that was the last straw, as he's clearly showed how bad of a partner he is or how little he actually cares about you. Best of luck leaving him behind. You deserve so much better. Then the next comment says, and then to cover his feelings of shame, apparently, he blames her for his failures. Take out the trash. Melkor says, just put all his things outside and change the locks. When he gets angry, just tell him not to be so dramatic. And then at the bottom, she says, hopefully it is raining that day when he complains that his stuff is ruined and can call him dramatic. I mean, she could do all of this to get back at him, but she really just needs to leave this situation. And I do want to remind all of us that being single is better than this type of relationship. You deserve better. Some of these husbands are the worst PR for marriage. This woman posted, my husband broke my heart last night. Now here she's giving the update. So I'll come right back to the update. Here's the original post. She says she's 42, he's 44. She says, I just need space to talk it out because I'm a verbal processor. He told me he doesn't want to get divorced, but he doesn't like me anymore. He feels upset when I'm nearby and feels trapped. He's not attracted to me. I've cried because I feel so unattractive because he won't touch me anymore. He said he accepts blowjobs from me because they're less intimate and he doesn't have to think about me. I'm numb. I had to drive him to the hospital this morning for a planned surgery, and I just hate it. I hate how I feel, how he feels about me. I feel awful. I could talk about how great things are or were and ask you not to judge me or him based on this snippet. I need support. I need support bad right now. I feel like I'm breaking apart at the seams and I just want to curl up in a ball and sob. If you are in a relationship where you want to curl up in a ball and sob, that is your clue to get out of this relationship. Like, marriage is not ironclad. You don't have to stick and stay with these people. All right, so that was the original post. Let's look at the update. She says, update. I asked him to leave for the weekend and we'll meet on Tuesday to decide what's next. I don't think he's cheating on me. I don't think he wants to screw me out of money or the house. I don't even think he meant to be as cruel as he was. I think he's deeply depressed and perhaps and lashing out. I don't do his laundry or do his shopping or cooking. He handles all of that for himself. I mean, we share the load a lot, so it's not exactly like he's doing everything, but I'm definitely not his bang maid or whatever else was said. I don't know that our relationship will recover from this. Even if it could, I'm not sure I want it to, but that is my decision, and I'm still going to process a bit before I make a decision. Either way, for the support and advice, I appreciate all that was given in kindness, even if it wasn't applicable or made assumptions. I posted here because I knew I'd get the support and space to talk through a very hurtful situation for me. So I appreciate all of it. Thank you all. If you sent me a gross message or told me to take care of myself better so he'd be attracted to me, F you though. That was the epitome of kicking me while I'm down. F all the way off with that effing nonsense. Like, why would you even say that to somebody? Somebody is going through some things and folks just say some mean-spirited things. I don't understand what is the point of that. But at this particular juncture, these women that are in these loveless marriages, that are with these men who basically hate them, at some point they are going to have to figure out, is it worth it to stick and stay with these people, and why you would want to be with somebody that's making you curl up in a ball and sob. No Shame at Reddit hones in on, he told me he doesn't want to get divorced, but he doesn't like me anymore, saying this does not mean you have to stay. You can choose if you want to pursue happiness or stay with this butthole. And even if he's doing some of his own work, he's still getting the benefits of being married, and he does not deserve the benefits of being married. Bullsting says he wants her to, this is a good one. He wants her to initiate the divorce so he can go around telling people she initiated the divorce to make her look bad. People are always spouting off 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. And this is precisely why. These dudes know that their marriage is broken down or not salvageable or whatever. Or they could just leave. They could be cheating. And so a woman initiates the divorce. It does not mean that she broke the marriage. Barney K says, to me, or sounds like he used her to take care of him in the house, and he doesn't want to give that up. And like she said, he's doing his part in the home. Each Jan says, and setting it up to sleep with other people at the same time. That could be that, but she says she doesn't think he's cheating. And who knows? If he's cheating, if he's not cheating, the marriage is broken. So it doesn't matter what he's doing because she doesn't need to be doing anything with him. At some point, I want us women to sit down with ourselves and see what we're getting out of relationships. If somebody is saying things this low, he accepts BJs from me because they are less intimate. This is a person that is absolutely degrading and has so much contempt. What are you getting out of these relationships? Evaluate that and think, she's 42 years old. Do you really want to grow old with somebody like this? I'm going to end this here because obviously she answered what people were talking about in the update. So it's not that important. I use these as conversation pieces, as cautionary tales. It is so important. This part right here, this is the teaching part of it. I want us women to love ourselves first and foremost. Love yourself more than you love being in a relationship because it will make it easier to walk away. And if you can't walk away immediately physically because of financial reasons or whatever, then at least you can break up in your brain and start the process that way. All right, y'all. Let me know what you think about this one.